Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm John Glover, president of the North Dakota State University Foundation. Under normal circumstances, this would be the time of year we'd take the NDSU show on the road with programs in Florida and Arizona and other points in between. But as the pandemic continues, we, like all of you, are adapting to new environments. While we wish we could all be together in person, we're happy you have chosen time to take time with us today. So we're here in the Diedrich Atrium of the McGovern Alumni Center from Fargo, and we're really grateful that you're with us. As the pandemic has influenced our lives, there's been some really great work happening behind the scenes here at NDSU. So throughout this program, we'll pull back the curtain on some of the work NDSU faculty, staff, and students have been doing to help track, understand, and solve the COVID-19 challenge. We'll hear from several members of NDSU's Department of Public Health to learn more about the program and the role students play as state contact tracers. Dr. Pamela Johnson and Dr. Paul Carson from the College of Health Professions will join us to talk specifically about their roles in working with the state to advance education about the virus. And we'll visit with Bryce Bakigard, a student in the College of Business, to learn about his experience and work in the NICE Center. Shortly, we'll get an update on campus from NDSU President Dean Bresciani and hear from In Our Hands campaign co-chair, Mary Ann Swantek, and provide an update on the status of this historic fundraising event to support NDSU. So with that, President Bresciani joins me now, and so thank you for being here today.
Hi, John.
It's good to see you again, sir.
Yes, sir. In person.
That's right, exactly. And this balmy 17 below day in Fargo, right?
I'll never forget it.
So let's start with a COVID update in the middle of this semester, or as we've just started the spring semester, but it's been quite a ride for our students and faculty. You know, you're a few weeks into the semester. How are things on campus right now?
You know, really phenomenal, John, and it's a credit to the faculty and staff and students cooperating with all the best practices measures that we suggested and put into place. We're actually better than virtually any place else in the state of North Dakota with a positivity rate that's below 1%. 0 faculty and staff are showing positive right now, only about a half dozen students. Classes are increasingly in person. About half of our classes are already being offered in person. But now students are coming back into the classroom, faculty are coming back, and we really are providing a model for the rest of the state of North Dakota of how to be successful, which comes really simply with compliance to the best health standards available.
So that's fantastic to hear. You alluded earlier to the challenges that our faculty and students have had to adapt. And so prior to the start of the fall semester, one of the things that campus did was install lots of new technology to create a high-flex teaching and learning environment. Can you just reflect a little bit on how faculty and students responded to that new way of doing things so quickly?
Well, first off, I want to credit our IT staff who got that system in place. Literally every classroom on our campus, with the exception of labs, had IT solutions put in it that allowed either a faculty member or a student who wasn't feeling well to stay home and participate in the class in a live, synchronous manner. So that meant that nobody had to put themselves in harm's way to be in class. It was challenging, particularly for faculty who had to teach to an in-person group, but also be teaching to people online. But as people became more and more comfortable with it, I think not only did it become easier to do, I do it myself in a grad class I'm teaching this semester, but they're also seeing all the other possibilities and ways that could be applied after the pandemic is over. So all in all, started out awkward, but it was a new, exciting opportunity to continue people's education. And in one group's instance, it saved their college education from not being able to start. That was with our international students who were overseas, not able to get to this country, but were able to start their classes live in person, raising their hands, being called on during class while staying in their home country. That sort of thing is going to be game-changing for the future. It's pretty exciting.
It's awesome to hear. I might want to come back and ask you a little bit about what are you teaching in your class later on in the program? So not often that a university president takes time to do some teaching of his own. So we'll come back to that. So hope is in the air. Bison football back around the corner here in a couple of weeks. The vaccine rollout continues, and North Dakota is doing very well in those spaces. You know, these are hopeful signs for Bison Nation. So how do you feel when you look ahead to the university, its pursuit of its mission, and our future students and research and things that are underway?
Well, that's one of the exciting sidebar stories. In spite of a worldwide pandemic, our students have continued with their classes. Our faculty have continued their research. As a matter of fact, our research expenditures have actually trended up over the last 2 years. That's extraordinary, and it's not happening many, if any, other places in the nation. This weekend, we had, I believe, 10 different athletic events on campus over a 3-day period. If you want to have fun, run from one college sporting event to another for 3 days. But fans were coming, parents were coming, the student athletes were obviously there. We're seeing normalcy return to our campus. We're seeing energy building. As I mentioned earlier, students are coming back into the classroom. People are getting healthy. There's an energy, a springboard effect that I think we're going to see at NDSU because we've seen the scope of what we can accomplish increase fairly dramatically. Who we can reach out to, who we can engage in a North Dakota State University educational experience have all broadened. And next fall, when we return to a full normal, if there is such a thing anymore, I think you're going to see an energy on this campus that will be palpable. And you won't see it at many, if any, other colleges or universities in the nation, but it's already starting to emerge right now.
Those are great words, and I think, to your point, these past few months have been a testament to NDSU's commitment to student success and doing all it can to nurture a Bison learning environment, and perseverance, I think, has been key to that. We also know philanthropy plays a vital role in supporting our students and faculty. And which is why, I should say, 18 months ago, we launched in our hands a $400 million comprehensive campaign to support and lift up every area of campus. And despite the challenging pandemic, response from our alumni and friends has been incredible. And I'm happy to announce that we are less than $10 million away from reaching our goal.
Let me make sure I got that right. Well in advance, a year or more in advance of the end date, you're telling me that we're within $10 million of the state's largest philanthropic campaign in history?
We are knocking on, would it be the 2-yard line?
Wow.
Maybe the half-yard line. We're almost there. That is exactly right. I mean, just what's your reaction when you think about the support that this institution has received from alumni and friends?
I can't wait to go to national conferences and brag about this, frankly. You don't have a successful, finish early, major capital campaign during a worldwide pandemic and have it be successful. But what that speaks volumes to me about is that the passion of our family and our friends of NDSU really is extraordinary. That sort of result defies anything I've ever heard of in my 36 years in higher education, and it will get people's attention nationally because on the chalkboard, that play shouldn't work.
It's fantastic news, and we want to say thank you to all of you that are tuning in today to participate and listen to this program. We know many of you have participated, and we're just grateful.